Hello, Animal Messages with Julie. We've got Holly and Patrick and CJ and Farley, and I just heard a meow from Cali. So anyone that watched a few episodes ago, Cali had a lot happened in her life, and she's a cat, and so she chose to do Big Panther work now. And Holly was calling her Bitchin' Betty because she would, and now I actually heard her meow, like a nice meow. So she's being nicer, doing her Big Panther work. Remember, she had a number of losses in her life. The man who saved her, there she is, but she did one of her for us. The man who saved her after she was hit on the road passed away less than a year ago. So that was another loss that hit her in her heart and just made her like hate the whole world and be like, fuck off, everybody. And we also discovered, this was in a private session, that Holly smells like her cat, who's a lover, whose name is Elwood, after the Blues Brothers. So when Holly comes over to Callie's house, which is a family member's house, so it's a daily visit, and Callie would smell the male on the human, and she was like, I hate males. She hated tomcats. And so we did trauma clearing around that. Something had happened with males that was unpleasant. And she said Holly stinks. She stinks. And we got down to it that it was the smell of Elwood, and that would trigger her. So our animals, especially our rescues, right? Patrick's sitting there with designer breed Labradoodles. Okay, so they don't have any trauma other than the trip from Oregon to Wisconsin. But the ones that we, rescue, the strays, the rescues, they very potentially have trauma in their background. And that explains a lot of their behavior, from pooping in the house, which we talked about last week, to going, to swiping, to biting, to attacking, all of that. Oh boy, this usually means something's coming in. If you get that, everyone, if you get this choky thing in here, like you have something in your throat, but you didn't eat anything, right? You're like, what did I breathe in? That's oftentimes a spirit. So in case this is the first show you're watching, I'm an animal communicator, but it's even more than that, okay? So I'm an empath. I feel what the animal feels. I also feel what people feel too. So I have to do processes out myself every day, right? And then I hear them in English. That happened after I hit my head. I was hit as a pedestrian and hit my head on the pavement, and things opened up, let's just say. And then I talk with the animal, and the animal usually chooses to change their behavior. Like Callie chose to do Big Panther work for Fred, for the man that she lost, who was her savior after she was hit on the road. And I also trained to work with humans in emotional grief, body processes. I have over 500 processes available, energetic processes available to me through Access Consciousness. Anyway, I use them all on the animals. And friends and family still ask me, and once in a while I'll tell them I'll do things for them, but that's not my primary source. I use it for the animals. Anyway, there we go. You're up to speed if this is your first video. It's a Cali Valley. Right. Oh, yep. And we have to destroy any projections regarding this episode. Uncreate and destroy any projections, expectations, judgments, rejections, separations we all have regarding this episode and this time together. Thank you very much. Right, run, go bed, pop, pop, online, shots, beautiful bed. Boom. Okay, that's great, because I was a type A personality. So I had a plan and it was all planned out. And now with these capacities, I can't really have a plan. I don't know what's happening. So with this, Fred, oh my God. Okay, I'm getting Fred. All right. With this thing, I'm getting Fred. And Fred was the man that saved Cali. Okay, so I close my eyes when I do this, and I'm always wearing hats because otherwise it's too powerful. It's like right here where the fontanelle on a baby, but right here opened up when I hit my head. So I have to cover that. Anyway, okay, pushing down so I'm in my body. Fred, okay, Fred, what do you want to say?
He's so cute.
He's saying, Cali, be good girl. Cali, be good girl. You knock off that. You knock it off now. That's enough. You be good girl. Do whatever this Big Panther shit is. I'm feeling a lot in here. So now I'm feeling what the spirit felt often in their last days. And Fred is a human being. He's allowed to come in, but I generally don't let humans come in. So I'm feeling a lot of pressure here. Oh, on my face. Oh. So I'm feeling very, very tranquil right now. Just so Fred just said, I said, anything else you want to say? And Fred just said, tell everyone I love them. I got to get back to work.
Good boy. You are such a good boy.
Okay. Okay, Fred, thank you for coming in. You know, Carol's there. Yeah, I know she's there. And she's putting up with Cali. I get it. Everybody loves everybody, okay? In that house, everybody loves everybody. Understood? He's pointing to each of the animals to understood. Oscar, understood. Oscar, you know, there's nothing we can do with Cali. So you just put up with her. Okay, good boy. He said dog, but Oscar's a cat. But good. Good pet. Okay, I gotta get back to work. They're calling me. What work are you doing? I gotta get back to work. Okay, all right. There I'm back. And when my training with energy, that would happen, and in things that I would have for myself, where, you know, somebody was, they're now a spirit, and they'd be like, oh, they can't come, they're busy. And you're like, they're busy? What are they busy doing? I don't know what they're busy doing, but they give them work as a spirit. So he's got to get back to work.
Okay.
Okay. But there's a very tranquilness. It was very tranquil. So he's very, very tranquil and has a purpose. He's got to get back to work, but it was that sense of a purpose. Like, I got to go now, got to go to work. Not the kind of work that you don't want to go to, where it's like, okay, I got to go to work now. It was, yeah. It was like, I gotta go to work. So they gave him some sort of purpose, some sort of work to do up there. And he was just coming in to talk with Cali and Oscar. Yeah, just whatever he said. Yeah. You know, interesting. And that's the human that passed recently, and he saved Cali, the cat, that when she was hit on the road. He wrapped her in his jacket and carried her back and put her in the sunroom. And she was forever devoted to him. And then when he passed away, she was just heartbroken and didn't want to go on. That was the last trauma of her life that she could take. So she was hitting and hissing at everybody. Anyway. Any comments? No? Just waiting.
Through for us.
Wow.
Yeah, he came through. Well, more for Cali.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting. Yeah, he came through for Cali and Oscar and the whole household. Like, what did he say? Something like everybody gets along here or something? I can't remember what I'm channeling.
Everybody.
Yeah, interesting. That is not what I had planned for today at all.
Let's go with the flow.
It was not in the notes.
We're gonna go with the flow.
Going with the flow. What was in the notes was this: superpower dogs. That's what was in the notes. Here, I think, what is this guy? See? Here's one. And what does he do? Okay, I gotta look again. What does he do? What does that one do? That one's Halo. That one's, there he is. Henry. Henry often arrives at the scene of an avalanche with Ian. They'll race there on skis, chairlifts, or snowmobiles, by foot and paw, or even by lowered from a helicopter. Once he's on the scene, Henry runs across the snow, sniffing as he goes. Henry can find someone lost in the snow in less time than people or machines can. He can smell a person trapped under many feet of snow. After Henry catches a scent, he'll bark and scratch and dig his way to the rescue. So Henry, now where is Henry? Look, okay. Henry is an avalanche rescue dog who is small enough to ride on his human partner's shoulder. His size also allows him to skip over deep snow without sinking down into it. He is located in Whistler, British Columbia, Canada. Yeah. So, and here's him he's being lowered with his human rescuer from the, and then we'll go. I was some trouble with right to left. It's like, what's happening here on the screen? There he is on the shoulder, and his human is on there. Now I get that, because my Papillon, now he's up in Canada, Henry, if he's still alive, because by the time you publish a book and by the time it gets at the grocery store for $5, found this at the grocery store for $5. It's been a few years. Hi, Oscar. There's Oscar, people. He's the white cat. Hey, baby. Yeah. So my Papillon, Muggsy, was like 10, 11 pounds, right? And in the Midwest and in parts of Canada, when it snows and then it ices over the snow. So he could walk on the ice over the snow. I could not, I would fall through, but he could go way out in a field, and he'd have the same thing as Henry. He had a red vest, just like Henry. He wasn't an avalanche rescue dog. He was my little office dog, but he had a red vest like that, a red puffer vest. And so I get what they're talking about. The avalanche dogs have to be strong enough they can dig through, but small enough that they don't sink into the snow. Like their weight has to be small enough. So this little Henry, and there's many breeds I read in there too. There's many breeds that are avalanche rescue that meet that requirement. And think about it, that they could be lowered down from a helicopter without freaking out. Like, how would Farley and CJ, Patrick, do if they were?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. They don't weigh a whole lot, so I don't know.
How do they do in the car?
As far as what? What do you mean in the car? They like going in the car.
They like going in the car. They don't try to jump out the windows.
Oh, I don't open the windows because that's not safe for dogs to have their heads hanging out the window. So I don't let them hang their heads out the window.
Oh, tell me more about that. Tell us more about that.
Well, when we go on a car ride, they usually sit in the back seat, and I keep the windows up because when they hang their heads out the window, they're prone to anything that gets flying, like a stone or anything that can fly off a car would hit them right in the face. And they could get blinded or hurt. I mean, you think about it, if your car gets hit by a stone, why in the dog's face? They're sticking their head out the window.
Right. That makes sense.
So
I
they're not allowed.
never thought of that. So many, because they love to stick their head out the window. So
Dogs
many.
love it. They love it, but they're not allowed.
That's true. I never thought of that. And I haven't heard of anybody being injured, but then again, I wonder if can probably be like, yeah, I've heard of it, you know?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
because
it could happen, so.
so better safe than sorry, because those are precious cargo.
That's right.
Those are the kids. We don't want the
Yeah,
kids.
you wouldn't let your kid, I mean, they went through it, but what would you do if your kid is hanging his head out the window? You say, get your head in the window, stop it.
Get your head in the window, stop it, a rock might hit you. It's true. It's like, where are you paying another dental bill?
Do that. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I hadn't even thought of that.
And also, I mean, what if you had to slam on your brakes for some reason? And their head's hanging out the window. I mean, they would go flying.
They do. They go, yeah, it'd be like, they're like this, and their head's out the window, and it goes, yeah. Yeah. Because everything flies forward.
You never know if someone's going to cut you off or anything could happen, and you got to slam on your brakes. They're going to go flying.
Yeah,
So.
and they do. Yeah, my Chico were a plan on that window. He would, before we'd stop, he'd go way back towards the back of the windows, because when we'd stop, he'd slide. And then when we took off, he would start here because he knew he would slide back. He put his head out. He was 15 pounds. He put his head out the passenger window all the time.
Okay.
I lost. Well, I'll find that later. I just lost a little thing off of this thing. It's not in my ear though, so that's the important part.
Right.
The little plastic piece. Find it 2 months from now. What is this? Oh my God. Okay, yeah, and I'm putting together. It's just hasn't come together yet, but an animal loss workshop. So those people that have and memorial service. So those people that have lost an animal recently could come to, a group workshop memorial service and bring something from their animal and talk about it. Like it would be a safe space for people to talk about their animal and how they feel about losing it. And then as we've seen on here, animals and people that have passed on come through to me. So oftentimes the animal will have advice on how the person can move on or what to do to heal, because the animal knows the human better than any other human frequently. They've been with you. So I'm putting that together. I don't know what day that would be or what area it would be in, or if we'll do it. I was thinking of doing it in person. So that means it would be in the Midwest. Although we could do it on Zoom. I'm not sure. I just have, it's forming, it's shaping itself now. That is shaping itself. So any ideas, anybody, over the week that percolate, let me know about. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know what time it is. I never know. Oh, okay. All right. I don't know if an hour is past or 15 minutes. So
It goes
CJ,
by fast. It goes by fast.
it does go by really fast.
So tell us about the tree behind you. It looks like you got a lot of names on there.
Oh yeah, let's see if we can get this bigger. Bigger. No, not really bigger. Okay, so there's Bird, that's in Wisconsin. Jet's in California. Junie. Jolly passed. So this is the peaceful pet tree. And it's animals that have had trauma cleared or have passed away. So like Ozzy's on here. That's Holly's pet that passed away. There's Noodles, there's Maggie that's in California. Jolly passed away. Here's Cali, because we did a private session with Cali. I think I put 2 L's in her name. I don't know if there's 1 L or 2 L. In Illinois, there's Aini and Leo. Oh, and Aini passed. Aini had a trauma clearing, and then 3 months later, Aini passed of stomach cancer. So I do the exit stage left, release their spirit when they when they pass too, so they can let their body completely go. Aria's on here. Aria had a severe surgery, so she was on here too. Yeah, I don't know. There's 50 leaves, 50, and so yeah, it's becoming.
Yeah.
It's getting, yeah, getting filled out. Blossom
Yeah.
and Edgar. Edgar's in New Hampshire now. Edgar was a rescue. Yeah, he was a rescue and had some issues, and he's in a nice home in New Hampshire now. Took him. So yeah, that grows every few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, we don't, like your Labradoodles that you got right from the breeder, they frequently don't end up on this tree. It's our rescues that end up on the tree. Or like Aria had a surgery that affected her severely, so that was traumatic. And Ozzy passed away. That's why she's on there. Yeah, thanks for asking. I forget it's
I mean,
there.
yeah, it looks like you've done a lot on that tree, because when you first started, there was only a couple names on there.
That's
few weeks
true.
ago.
That's true. Yeah. And I've been putting up, it started off for dogs and then cats came in. So I try and write cat next to it if it's a cat versus a dog. You're right. It's growing. So yeah, every week there's more animals every week that come in. They don't always need trauma clearing and they don't always pass away, but sometimes it's just, I don't, oh yeah, I had one 2 nights ago and she was barking. 2 weeks ago, there was a thunderstorm. And now the after fact is she was having issues with being alone in her crate at night. So that isn't on the tree. Maybe I should put that on the tree, but she was just more or less confused because when nighttime came, she suspected that this upsetting thing would come again. And as we know, thunderstorms don't happen every night, but she associated nighttime with that. We talked about that. Yeah. So yeah, there's always animals every week, and you're right, Patrick. I'll forget to put them on the tree. I'll do the work with them, and then I forget to. It's like, that's right. I got to keep up my tree. Thank you.
Sure.
So CJ, what you gonna do now? You help? What do you help with? Go for a walk? Okay. Just get a nice purple collar.
Maybe think to take them to the dog park.
Ooh, yeah.
They love it there.
Yeah, they can really run.
Yeah. They get to meet other puppies.
Oh, they're good with the other dogs. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The other day we were there. There was a puppy there. He was 11 weeks old. It was a little Shih Tzu, and he was 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, he was so cute. His legs were like 1 inch long, and so to watch him run was just so funny.
So, and your dogs are really good with him?
Oh yeah, they just went up and sniffed him. They said hi. Up and sniffed him.
Yeah.
So, but the owner was really careful. He was just making sure nothing would happen. The owner was right there because he's so tiny, anything can happen.
Right.
But my dogs were really nice. They were really good with him, really gentle. So.
Yeah. Even Farley. Okay. Yeah. Farley's a party animal.
Yeah, he's the one he's still crawling all over the place here right now. He's on his leash, but he's just all over the place.
And CJ is a little quieter.
She likes to be right next to me all the time.
She's a little worrywart. Yep. She's like, oh, I don't know. So it might not be okay. Maybe it's okay. I don't know. That's That's CJ's personality. Okay, be careful. I don't know. So they're a good balance to each other. Yeah. Big sister and little brother.
Yeah.
We
Not-
found
not-
baby bunnies today. How would
Oh my-
CJ and Farley do with that?
They would probably just, if they could, if the bunny would sit there, they'd probably just go sniff it. So, check it out. If the bunny would let them. The bunny, if the bunny might run away, but
I was
Yeah.
holding for a little while. Well, Max was holding them. They came running out, so.
The mothers don't abandon them.
Is that true, Julie? Will their mother abandon them?
I've heard that too. When they get the scent of human on them, then the mother's like, or the rest of the bunnies are like, nope, we won't have anything to do with you now. You smell like a human.
Yep.
But maybe the mother will clean them. I don't
Can
know.
only hope.
Maxie was holding them.
Yeah, I get that this mother's gonna clean them. Again, in animal world, mothering is different. Just like in human world, each mother's a little different.
I had to tell him no tacos.
They keep teasing or not teasing about when they catch rabbits that they're gonna make tacos with the rabbit meat.
Yeah.
I said, we're not quite, yeah. They might be teasing, they might not be teasing.
They're not teasing.
They're not teasing. Yeah, well, this mother is gonna clean them. That particular bunny mother's gonna clean them. However, I've heard that too. That once they smell like a human, they'll be rejected. So we're really not supposed to touch the wildlife, for that reason, they like to stay apart from a human because, well, humans ate them for a long time. I mean, not
And
currently,
still do.
and some still do. Yep, and some still do. And rabbit does taste pretty good, and it's got 4 legs. So it's better than chicken because it's a 4-legged chicken. You can tell the family. But yeah, with the wild rabbits, there's the parasites. So I trust that those that eat the wild rabbits know what they're doing. And maybe they take a parasite cleanse for their own body. I don't know. Or their body's already used to those parasites because they've got the fleas and ticks in their fur also. There's also that. So I wouldn't suggest running out and shooting rabbits and dragging them into your kitchen. Unless you know what you're doing.
I don't know
But-
that they do, but maybe they do.
Because there's fleas and ticks on that fur. They haven't been given any heart guard. They haven't been given any front line. Their mama rabbit has not been to PetSmart to pick up anything for them. They've got all the parasites that are in nature. And I don't know about you, but I don't want those parasites and fleas and ticks in my kitchen or my house. It's like, bring them in the house or the garage. I don't even want them in the garage. But each to
I
their
agree.
yep, but each to their own. And like I've talked about before, I don't have any issues with that. I mean, I know I'm an animal communicator. I love animals. I feel what they feel. However, if they're killed and you eat them or you wear the fur, that's part of the circle of life. I don't have anything against it. I don't eat much meat myself because it doesn't appeal to me. However, I'm not out there letting, farm animals out of their cages kind of a thing, like happens sometimes with activists. I'm like, okay, as long as you're using what you've killed, you're honoring it. Okay. That's there, we do an exit stage left. these people Holly knows have caught something, we do that exit stage left so the animal fully leaves their body and clear any trauma, and they move on. The spirit leaves the body, and then it's just tissue, and it's open for eating, wearing, all of that. It's just tissue once the spirit leaves the body. So I don't have any problem with that. I do have personally a problem when they kill just for the sake of killing and then just pile up the carcasses and be like, oh, look at all I killed. It's like, if you're going to use that fur, if you're going to use that meat, great. But if you're just killing to kill, I'm kind of like, that gets me kind of like right here. But
Yeah.
then again, yeah. But then again, every being has a contract. So that animal's contract in that body was up, even if you don't use it to eat or wear. So I'm kind of like, you know, but it hits me here. I prefer that you use it, you know, and if you're not going to use it, don't fucking kill it. That's just me.
I agree.
Don't be killing it if you're not going to use it. Okay. Anyway, that was my soapbox, but
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. So, okay. See you next week.